What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. You already know you tuned in to the official podcast hosted by your boy C. Blair, aka Big Blair 365. Yo, check this out. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at C. Blair the God. And yo, I need you to do me a favor. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way, you can receive more up-to-date information like this and more content like this on a daily basis. Every subscription is greatly appreciated, and I just wanted to let you know that we greatly appreciate you guys, and we thank you very much for that. Visit the website, InsideTheGrind365.com. Shop the official brand today, because you already know we make products for all. Shop the official brand. And with that being said, man, you already know what it's time to do. It's time to grind 365.
Shotgun, Mason, hands off. Blair picking his way, left side, Thompson outside, snips through, double team, touchdown, Corey Blair, South Dakota State. And a new back, Corey Blair Jr. in the pistol, take the handoff, runs through a tackle 35, bounces off another across the 40, Corey Blair Jr. to his own 44-yard line, 12 yards, and a first Dakota first down. That's Corey Blair. Corey Blair had to double check. I thought it was 29, and that's a first career carry for Corey Blair, South Dakota State freshman from Kernersville, North Carolina. Well, that's stepping in to make an impact on your first carry as a Jackrabbit. New energy, Corey Blair.
What up, what up, what up? Man, what's going on? How y'all people been out there? Yes, sir. We in the building, you know what I'm saying? I got to get my theme music still playing in the background, man. Glad to have y'all back in the building, man. You are tuned in to the official podcast hosted by your boy C. Blair. That's me. You dig? Man, we got a real good show coming up for y'all today, man. Just wanted to let you guys know that I do appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that I done picked up on the side in my little spare time. Nothing major, man. Just something to just kill some time while I'm off work, in and out the football season or whatever, just to give y'all my perspective on things that's going on around in the little football world and some other little things out there. You know, we'll get into a lot more as I get more familiar and comfortable with what I want to do. But other than that, man, just want to give y'all a round of applause, man. Just shout out to y'all. Yes, sir. Y'all the ones that make this possible. So today's show, we're going to get into some things, man. We're going to be talking about this recruiting season coming up, which is not coming up. It's already in place, full effect. So, hey, man, it's a lot going on with that. And we just want to talk about it and give y'all my perspective of what's going on out there. And I ain't no professional. I ain't no expert, you know, so don't think that I'm giving you some advice that you're supposed to take to the bank and cash a check with, because I'm just giving you my perspective of how I see it, and some of it is from my own personal experience, and then I'm just looking at the landscape of how things shaping up out here. So, you know, yeah, man, just gonna kick it with y'all folk a little bit, man, and talk about some of the portal news, what's going on, what I think about some of the NFL scouts and how they scope the landscape of that. And just loyalty, man. Some of these kids ain't showing none. Some of these coaches ain't showing none. And vice versa, you know. So we're just going to tap into a few little details about that and get into some numbers about the portal and how that affects some kids that got in and some that didn't. And then we want to finish off the podcast and finish up with some of the future jacks that's coming in. And yeah, man, we just gonna get it. We gonna get it rolling, man. Because at the end of the day, we ain't here to waste no time. But before we get into the show, we just want to say, man, what's up, man? You know what y'all got going on for the holidays? You know what I'm saying? I know somebody out here gonna get me a Christmas present or something. You did. You ain't got to do nothing major. You can just hit that cash out. You know what I'm saying? ITG 365. You know what I'm saying? Donate to the station. Donate to the podcast, and that'll be cool with me. $5 ain't never hurt nobody. $1 ain't never hurt nobody. So whatever you got, you can donate to me for my Christmas, and I'll try to support another podcast or somebody that's out there that's doing the same thing, so we can all keep it rolling in the family. But yeah. But other than that, man, I just been chilling. I just came back from Atlanta, had a little outing with my son. We went out to the state championship game. The high school he went to down in Georgia, they played in the state championship game. They actually won it this time, so third time's a charm. So shout out to Creekside High School. Going down there handling business, man. Played in the Georgian Dome again. So that was pretty cool, man. Hold on. But yeah. So that was my weekend. A couple of days down in Atlanta, kicking it with the folk. So that was cool. But man, with that being said, man, we're gonna go ahead and get into this show. Because I ain't got time to waste, and y'all ain't got time to waste either. So we're going to try to fit this in our little 30-minute slot that I set aside for it. And we're going to roll from there. So that being said, I'd like to officially come into the scene. What's going on, everybody? What's up? You did? So today, man, we want to get into some of this information about the transfer portal. And what I just want to talk about really is, let's just talk about the numbers real quick. Not the numbers that we're going to talk about later, but we're going to talk about some of the numbers as far as like just the top people that's in the portal. So I'm going to pull up this screen and show you guys pretty much what I'm talking about. And that'll give you a better perspective of what I'm saying. So follow along with me real quick. All right, so here we go. Here's a chart that you can pull up on 247sports.com, and it'll show you pretty much in detail what it exactly say. 2026 college football transfer portal top prospects. All right, now in here you can kind of highlight whatever little sections that you want to. And but right here you see I got it set on top. And so I'm highlighting this because from my perspective, like I said, this is nobody else's opinion but mine. But we want to talk about first, is the transfer portal good or bad? Now, quickly, I'm going to just say this. For the right reasons, it's the best thing that ever happened to college football. And for the wrong reasons, it's the worst thing that ever happened. Now, for the right reasons is, hey, people can actually get paid. These kids can make money and this, that, and the other. For the wrong reasons is it create a sense of disloyalty. We'll talk about that a little later on, but they may not see it that way because people can say, hey, coaches transfer, coaches get hired, fired all the time, and they make the best decisions for themselves. And that's cool, and I agree with it, and I ain't arguing that one bit. But what I am going to say is when you do that, it just opens up a door for people to scrutinize you in a way that I don't think is pretty much healthy for these kids to get scrutinized at. But that's neither here nor there. But at the end of the day, when I look at the portal and I'm coming in just looking at it as a parent, first of all, and as a fan, but I'm just looking at it just watching, just looking at what's going on. So I'm looking at these guys and I'm seeing the top they show like the top 1 through 50 on here, whatever the case may be. So I'm looking at all these schools and where they're transferring from. And I'm asking myself, and I'm saying, like, yo, what's the probability of these kids actually going from a school that they at and actually getting to a school that's better than the one that they already at? So the good thing about that is, you got the opportunity to actually transfer and see and take a chance on yourself. And ain't nothing wrong with that. I respect that. The bad thing about it is when you look at these schools of all these top people that's in there, all of them are great institutions, schools that people would look at and say, hey, why would you want to leave that place? And so it brings up the question, well, why do they want to leave? And so, I, I mean, you just can't never pinpoint exactly the reason why, unless somebody just tell you exactly the reason why they leave. And so I guess that brings me into my next subject about this is picking the right school. Um, Most people would pick the school because of NIL value nowadays, because they want to go somewhere where they're gonna get paid. And that's why I showed this section right here, because listen, you got to be realistic. If you this is like a job interview. If you're going for a job interview and the top candidates, um, and we'll break this down in the positions in a minute, but the top candidates are going to be the ones that's going to receive the highest pay. So this guy who you see right here, the first guy, Brandon, yeah. So you would imagine that he would have the highest pay. Now, what that would be, I don't know. I ain't got nothing to do with all that. But when you start to scroll down and then you start to compare, see now the 50th guy is a quarterback. The first guy is a quarterback. In between there are more quarterbacks. And I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be more quarterbacks that's going to jump in too. Now, we all know that the quarterbacks and probably rush ends and defense and offensive tackles are going to get paid the most money. All right. So the point all I'm trying to make is, yo, when you jump in this portal and you got all these different people coming from these schools that's just as good as yours, and then you just keep going down the list. And then you see, like, yo, these are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids that's like basically betting on themselves that they're gonna get a better situation than they already in. But I know I'm just scrolling through, but you can just see the schools. It's all big time name schools or whatever you want to call it. And we down to 150. We going into this is a kid from South Dakota State. And look, he's number 153 on the list. Now, do I have a little insight on where he may go? Of course. But at the same time, um, I do know that, people talk to him and they was like, hey, if you do this, blah, blah, blah. I ain't too sure if that's the same thing with everybody. So to get back on subject real quick about picking the right school, um, if this the biggest lie ever told in the portal. As I scroll down and just continue to go down and just show you how many names is in this portal. We at 200 right now, and I'm sure it's thousands of kids. I don't even really know how many it is, but to keep it real, the biggest lie ever told in the portal is that these kids enter the portal and they're going to get a bag. I'm gonna say that again. Let me bring this up to the full screen real quick. The biggest lie ever told in the portal is that all of these kids are jumping in here because they're going to get a bag. That's a lie. And that's something that parents need to know. That's something that these kids need to know. And people don't need to lie to you about that. And I'm telling you the truth. Yo, that is bullshit. All of these kids are not leaving and going because somebody told them to jump into the portal. Now, some of y'all may say, hey, that's what are you talking about? That's everybody knows that. No, they don't. I promise you. I just talked to a person the other day and was explaining to them about some people getting in the portal and how this all work. And I'm telling them, like, yo, they have meetings and the coaches will tell the kid, hey, whatever, whatever, but you got to go. He was like, oh, for real? So he was asking me about some kids that we know. And I was like, well, I don't know the case is, with them, but I do know that, everybody ain't just betting on themselves. And so you gotta pick the right school, not just off that NIL value, because that's a lot. And in playing time, there's no guarantee that just because you go somewhere else that you're gonna play and whatever the case may be. So when you go by position, let's just look at position real quick. And let's go to hell, let's go to linebackers real quick. And let's see. The top linebacker in here rated a 91 coming out of Florida State. Now let's see how many linebackers is in the portal. It ain't even got a number beside it, but that's a lot. Now you can't tell me all of these linebackers are gonna go somewhere better than the situation that they in. And this is just to show you how many people just in one position. It's just one position. All linebackers, man. It's just one page. Like you keep scrolling and keep scrolling and keep scrolling and keep scrolling and keep scrolling. I know it's a lot of schools, but I'm just telling you, bro. This ain't because they was just like, yeah, I'm finna leave and go get some money. That's a lie. Some of these people were told, you need to go find you something else to do. Simple as that. And I hate it for them because, you hate to see, whatever, but it happens. So all I'm saying is, see, that's just one position I'm showing. These are all linebackers I'm just scrolling. All right. I mean, we can go on and on for days about this, but to finish that section off, what I'm telling y'all about is when you pick the right school, please choose wisely and not just because you think you're finna go get some money. Don't choose because you think just because you leave from here, you're gonna go there and you're gonna play automatically. And the culture, we're gonna get into that in a minute about with the decision Chase Mason made, the quarterback at South Dakota State. The culture. Everywhere ain't for you. The grass ain't greener always on the other side. And sometimes it is. But most of the time when the grass is green on the other side is because it's fake. So if you ain't hear that, you hear it again right now. Most of the time when the grass is greener on the other side is because it's fake. It's rare occasions when the grass is green on the other side and it's authentic. So you know what I'm saying? It just don't happen like that. But rare occasions it do. And we'll talk about that in a second. But like I'm saying, man, choose wisely when you jump into this portal. And the last thing about that is the coaching. Couple of things about that. Make sure the coach is not getting ready to get fired. You feel me? I mean, because you jump into the portal and then the next thing you know, the damn coach out the door. And now you stuck. You see what I'm saying? So, and make sure if the coach is there, that he ain't planning on leaving. You want to get somewhere where the coach is grounded and set in, and preferably held. Shit, you might want to make sure that he just got there. Because if he just got there and he's bringing you in, then that means they want to build with you there. So you'll be gone before they will. So I promise you that. But so that's just a little bit about the recruiting world and the portal. Is it good, bad, and just some little ideas that I got. So you can go back and listen to that and check that out. So we're gonna move on to the next section about how many times do you think a person should transfer? A kid should transfer. Um, yeah. So yeah, how many times do you think a kid should transfer? Um, Me personally, I was getting ready to type something in on that, but so let's just go ahead and bring this up while we talk about that for a second. And I'll make this bigger so you guys can see that. But yeah, if you can't see it, my bad. It looks small to me because I'm looking at a different screen, but over here I can read it. Okay, so before I read this, you guys can just kind of look at it, but I'm gonna just be real with you. 2 times is probably the maximum that I can see a kid being legally able to transfer. So they should probably put some kind of rule into that. And the reason why is this, because one thing you want to protect the integrity of the game. You don't want to just have kids just out here just like, yeah, I'm gonna just go here, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there. And 5 years later, you know what I'm saying? They done been in 5 different schools, college schools, you know what I'm saying? And you know, people just don't look at that right. And then on top of that, you just want to kind of make sure that, hey man, um, you know, this ain't no damn circus. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to have some type of loyalty about yourself and stand on what you say you're gonna do. So if you put yourself in that situation and then you get to where you want to go after this many times, then damn it, you stuck there or you ain't gonna be nowhere. Simple as that. And I ain't got no problem with them saying that because that'll stop all this whatever that's going on with college football and other sports too included. Um, but if you look right here and you read this in the 2023-2024 NCAA transfer portal cycle, a significant, I'm trying to highlight this real quick. It says a significant number of student athletes across all sports and divisions went unsigned or did not find a new team, while specific final counts can fluctuate as players withdraw or more to non-NCAA programs. General data in the 2024 cycle indicates the following. So before we go on, I want y'all to pay attention to the reason why I highlighted this section that went to this article. Unsigned or did not find a new team. Do y'all see this part right here? I'm trying to highlight it all right there. All right. That part right there. See, this what y'all don't be paying attention to. Everybody want to believe that everybody getting into the portal and everybody getting paid and everybody's just getting a bag and whatever. That's bullshit. That's a lie. I'm telling you, stop lying to these motherfucking, bro. Stop lying to these kids, dog. You understand? Because when you do, you setting them up for failure. You setting them up. Some kids that had a bag, got a bag, blew it, fucked it up. Now they out here working the damn Amazon, some damn where Walmart, bullshit third shift job in a warehouse because they done fucked up some money. Excuse my language, but I'm just saying these are the things that's happening in real life that don't nobody want to talk about. Because everybody want to lie and say, oh, if you're in the transfer portal, you're gonna go get a bag. No, you're not. Because here you go. Here, do you want to you don't take my damn word? You ain't gotta take my word for it. Look at the numbers. Here you go. Read this. Look at this. And we're just gonna go to the football part. The hell with all that other shit they talking about up there. Let's just go to this right here. College football, FBS specifically. Out of 3,308 football players who entered the portal in 2024 cycle, roughly 2,286, that's 69%, committed to new programs. 31%, 1,022 children did not. Now, some may say, well, that's not a big deal. When 1,022 kids that was in college on scholarship, possibly getting a bag, ain't no more. Ain't getting no money no more. Probably in debt because of that. Now, that's across the FBS. Now, you go to FCS, you may add some more numbers in there. But you look at this. Others reported, I want to highlight it, make sure y'all see what I'm reading. Other reports suggest that as many as 40% of scholarship FBS players may fail to find a new home in a given cycle. Man, the numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. I don't give a damn what you say. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. When you look at numbers like that, that should tell you if you are somewhere and they want you there. Understand, you need to find a way to make sure that you can stay there. Because if you don't, you will be one of these children that don't have a home to go to the next year. And I'm telling you, dog, that ain't nothing that you want to deal with and trying to be a kid that was in college, trying to get to a college when you, man, look, it's just too much to even say. But you get what I'm telling you, dog. If you somewhere where they want you to be at, you better find a way to stay there. Simple as that. Now, keep on playing with these folks, and you're gonna find out the hard way. So, and on top of that, go back and look at the draft last year. I mean, I ain't find the article because I ain't even take the time to pull it up, but I know it's out there. But go and look at the draft last year and look at some of the owners and what they talked about. They specifically talked about them not wanting to draft players that had transferred multiple times. And I ain't talking about once or twice. They talking about 3, 4, 5, 6 times, whatever. They ain't rocking with that. So that's another reason why you need to so that bring me to that loyalty part. That's how they gauging you. I'm just giving you some insight just because I see it that way. I could be wrong, but the numbers don't lie. Go look at what they said on YouTube. I saw it. I wish I would have found it. I would have pulled it up. But that's what they telling you, man. They not rocking with these folk that keep transferring school to school to school to school to school. You better get some business about yourself and stay where you at, man. I'm telling you. So but with that being said, man, yeah, we're gonna get into the last thing I want to say about that too is this. That shit get expensive, man. My damn light went out. You know what I'm saying? It get expensive for your parents. It get expensive for the organization, the school. It get expensive for everybody to keep funding your ass to make these crazy ass decisions because you ain't happy here because of this, that, and the other, whatever the case may be, man. So tighten up. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna get expensive for your ass too if you don't pay attention to how this money really rolling out here. So I'm trying to tell you, man, get your mind right. Stop all this jumping around. All right, so we already kind of jumped into the how many players not committing and stuff like that. So I just want to tell a quick story real quick. And I talked about how it could backfire because you cannot go somewhere. But I did want to bring up something that is important about if someone decides not to jump into the portal, because nobody talks about that. So let's talk about that for a minute. You know what I'm saying? We want to talk about people who don't jump into the portal and how it actually benefits them. So here go my man, old Chase Mace. Chase Mace, South Dakota State quarterback. All right, man. Chase Mace is an interesting guy. And I don't know all the ins and outs about this story, but I'm gonna just give you the rundown as far as what I know. Okay. As far as Chase, I think he played baseball or whatever for whatever how many years or whatever. Oh, this is on my business page. I just realized I wasn't following Jack Illustrators. So I need to follow them. All right, cool. All right. On my personal page, they know I follow them. But all right, anyway, they probably don't even know what this page is. But anyway, they will know after they see this. So shout outs to them, man. That's my business page. All the guys over there. Jack Rabbit Illustrator. Do a great job. Best podcast for the Jacks that's out there. So anyway, back to Chase real quick. Chase played baseball for a few years, something like that. And then came and played football again. And kid got amazing on. So that's in a nutshell. Now, behind that is this kid is very, very, very talented. And I'm pretty sure everybody saw him play this year. And when he was in the lineup, they saw the difference in the team versus when he wasn't in the lineup. So one would just imagine that a kid with his stature, his size, and just talent would just say, yo, South Dakota State, man, I appreciate it, but hey, man, these folks trying to give me a bag, you know what I'm saying? It would be the easiest decision in the world. And I don't think nobody would fault him. I don't think nobody could be mad at him. especially because they just had a quarterback leave and do that, and not to knock him for doing what he did, but he made the decision that he felt was best for him. No problem with that. But Chase is a little different, and I'm not judging the two of them or putting them against each other. I'm just saying from what I know about Chase, because I don't know Mark. I never met him. I would hope to meet him one day. So Mark, if you're watching or somebody know Mark Gronowski, tell him to holler at me, man. I would love to meet you when you come back to South Dakota State sometime. But Chase is a different guy than a lot of people that I know. And to tell this story real quick is just to highlight the decision that he made. And so I'll let you guys listen to what he said in a minute. But Chase could have been gone for some money. And I ain't talking about no little money, 6, 7 figures. You know, I don't know Chase's financial situation. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I don't know if he got Bentleys in the driveway or if he begging for change on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? Well, I seriously doubt that. But at the same time, I don't know these people' background and like what, and that's not my concern. But I do know that $1 million to anybody is a lot of money. So to allegedly turned down $1 million deal. I don't know how much it was offered, but these are rumors that you just hear people talk about. But if he turned down $1 million deal, you got to look at that and say, well, damn, why? You know what I'm saying? And not to put no words in his mouth, I'll just let you guys listen to what he had to say.
We live in a clickbait world. Like, it seems super cool from the outside, but having to go somewhere where you don't know any of the guys on the team, learning a whole new offense, and the culture is never going to be anything like it is at South Dakota State. Like, every single guy that's transferred from FBS to South Dakota State has said the same exact thing. Like, this is like, people are always going to say the grass is not always going to be greener.
Yeah.
And every single guy that has transferred here has said how much better it is here than other places. And I wouldn't trade. That means more to me than anything else. It's just like the guys in the brotherhood that we have here. Just because, like, when football is done, like, you're not gonna have anything really else that's gonna relate you to that besides the guys that you played with. So I think that's super cool about South Dakota State and the JFPA. It just keeps us all connected, and that's what you're going to have after football. And I value that more than a 1-year thing where you're not guaranteed really anything.
My bad, I was on mute. So there you have it, man. That was Chase Mason's decision to stay at South Dakota State. And man, I can't say nothing more than I just respect it. You hear what he said about the city of Brookings. It's I've been there multiple times. You guys done, seen me up there on many occasions at the games and stuff. And you know what I'm saying? It's just a different place, man. It's just a different vibe. And I believe for him to just put that out there like that and just let people know, like, nah, man, I pretty much was never thinking about leaving. You know what I'm saying? It just say a lot about the community, and the people and the fans and just choosing the community over money is something that's, come on, man. You just don't, I gotta show the Go Big, Go Blue, Go Jack banner for that. It's just not something that you see in this day and age. And I'm not saying he's the only one that's done it, but it's just the person that's closest that I know that's made that decision. And no, I just thought that was real cool, man, that he was willing to step out there and hopefully be a voice for the kids in the future who decide that they want to think about making that same move. Here go a person that show you, and we'll see how it play out for him in the future, as far as this season coming up with the Jacks, and hopefully, when he goes to the next level at the NFL, and it'll probably give some people some just a different look at saying, you know what, maybe it ain't so bad if I go to a FCS program or whatever. Just man, go where you're gonna play and go where they want you to stay, or else you'll be like one of these people who we showed earlier. Let's pull it back up again. There you go. You'll be one of these people right here that 1,000 people that did not make it back. Now let's hope that you're not, but look around and find out. All right. So anyway, moving on, man. We're gonna go through this section, not kind of quick, but I just want to read off some names of some people that is coming to the South Dakota State Jack Rabbits. So we're gonna go into this last segment with the future Jacks. All right, man. We got Noah Luganbill, safety. We got Ashton Sayer. If I mess y'all name up, don't jack me up. And these are just some names I read off of from this website. Let me pull this up, guys, so you guys can see that. All right, so cool. So we got Noah Luganbill, safety. We got Ashton Sayer, right here, big boy, 6'5", 295, coming out of Minnesota State University, Moorhead. Next up, we got Carter Setzman. And like I say, if I get your name messed up, sue me or don't sue me. Either way, I'll be all right. Hopefully. Yeah, but 6'4", 260 coming out of Wayne State College. Looks like a bruiser, looks like a wrecking machine. I haven't had to watch a lot of haven't had the chance to watch a lot of these guys' highlights, but I will be going back to look at all of the highlights at some point, because we got a lot of off season. So here we go. If they current, like I said again, if I messed up your name, my bad. I'll meet you in person anyway. You can tell me. So yeah, we got another defensive guy, cornerback, and another defensive guy coming up. We got Jess Purcell, coming out of Wayne State College. That's a Division II college. I heard of them. It's a pretty good program down there. So yeah, linebacker coming to the Jacks. So shout out to him. And we'll top it off right here on this page with PK, Paul Kim, defensive back, coming out of the University of Wisconsin Whitewater, 5'11", 185 pounds. So as you can see, the Jacks have loaded back up in the defensive unit because we have lost a lot. And so definitely needed to revamp on that. So with that being said, yeah, we can just look over this list real quick, kind of see all the guys that's leaving from eligibility. So we're losing a lot. Quarterback John Bell, Juice, Isaiah Castaneda. We lose another receiver, Irvin, Bullock, Nate Adams, Sam Hagan. That's two big losses right there. All of them big losses. Those are two huge on the offensive line. Defensive tackle Holston, my guy, my favorite player, my boy, 94 Kobe Claiborne, 95 Mason, 93 Kevin Spellman, 0 Isaiah Johnson, number 1 Jaden Oliver, my guy, man, real good kid right there, man. I wish him the best out there. Got a chance to chop it up with him often during the season, man. So that's a real good dude right there. Miles Taylor, Aiden Duderman, Kobe Bretts really gave us some real good play this year, man. Eli Stater, the kicker, and Caden Olivia, so long snapper. So we will miss those Jacks, and we do wish you guys the best in your next ventures in life, whether it's going to pursue your career in the NFL or hitting the workforce or whatever it is you decide to go do. Being an entrepreneur, pretty sure you guys know that they all have received some of the top education in the nation. So, you know what I'm saying? When they get out there, I'm pretty sure they're going to land on their feet with a degree. So we wish you guys the best in your next ventures in life. And we definitely appreciate you guys and what you did for the Jacks. For however many years you were here, it don't matter. I only knew all of y'all for the same amount of time. So you was here for the same amount of time to me. So I appreciate all of you guys, the seniors, man. And then of course, we got some of the guys that have been some of the guys that are hitting the transfer portal, basically. So we got Preston Arter, quarterback, Luke Marble, quarterback, Quinn Renfro, running back. They have 4 and 3 years remaining. Luke Womack, receiver, 4 years remaining. Tight end David Apers, 1 year remaining. Linebacker Ernest Blackshire, 2 years remaining. Jalen Lee, which is probably the most high-profile person on this list. That the most shocking to me too, which I will say that one shocked me. And then Jason Thome, 2 years remaining. So good luck to all of you guys in the portal. Hope you land on your feet, and from a distance, I'll be supporting you guys individually, but I won't be supporting your team though. Nah, but it's all good. So it's always go Jacks, and you always got a home with the Jacks, regardless, man. So yeah, but with that being said, man, it's just a lot going on in this portal, man, and I just want people to pay attention to, it ain't easy out here, and I just want you guys to know, man, that um if anybody needs some help, I'm pretty sure Coach Jackson will help out. The coaches that's on the staff will help out. But this is the business that we in. You got to get out there and you got to fight. You know what I'm saying? So I just, I'm just praying that everybody land on their feet and don't become one of the kids that don't find a home. And so that's the main thing that's about the portal to me that I don't like, because you just never want to see a situation where a kid is, whether they ask to leave or not, or whether they decide to leave or not, you just never want to see them in that position and then it just don't work out. And that's my main thing about that. So moving forward to wrap this on up, man, I'm gonna just scroll through this real quick. You can go to own3.com to see South Dakota State, the full roster of recruits that have signed, and I guess some of them was expected to come in, but these are some of the kids that's in the portal that's transferred in, and I think that's pretty much, yeah, I think it's all from the portal. I don't know. Either way, but you can kind of scroll right here and see that these are the names that I didn't read off. So you got David Joyner. So no, these are high school kids. So these, I think, all early signees. Yeah, that's what these are. So David Joyner, Grant Wilkerson, Javion Scott, Alex Uteman, Noah Luganbill, I talked about him earlier, Grant Coleman, Braylon, these words in yellow, so I can barely see them. Braylon Caney, I believe, Gavin McLaren, Braden Hoban, Michael Farr, Dominique Walters, and maybe I'll show some more. So anyway, but real quick, man, this is just a little update of the previous rank was 157. And they was talking, the only reason why I found that out because they was talking about like UMass or Penn State, some school, and they was talking about how they was like right below us or whatever. I was like, damn, why they trying to play us like that? Anyway, but it's all good. But we have bumped up in the ranks a little bit to 135. So that's a good sign for the Jacks. Good sign for the coaching staff, because this is their first year actually getting the chance to kind of go at it full fledged, and so they can hit the ground running, and hopefully up that some more with some of the kids that they can find in the portal, or who knows. But all I know is all those numbers don't matter to me. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I know that this staff is gonna prepare the kids properly to come in and be ready to play, whether it's in the portal, whether they freshmen, and specifically the class that they just brought in, that they came in with, the class of 2025. So definitely looking for that class to make a huge leap next season. And this will be their second year together, the coaches and that class. So just want to see how that chemistry continues to build between them. And I think it's going in the right direction. I know it's going in the right direction. So just excited to see them kind of build on what they started last year, because last year this time they was rushed. Nobody knew that they was going to be coaching at South Dakota State at this time last year. And that's kind of the cool thing about all this, is that the coaches actually got time to kind of get into it now. So so I'm just excited to see how this all gonna play out, man. So yeah. But with that said, man, we gonna keep it rolling. So man, I do appreciate you guys coming into the official podcast tonight, hosted by your boy Big Blair 365, man. Yes, sir. So hey man, with that being said, man, hey, till the next time, keep your ears to the streets, keep your eyes on me, and we're gonna grind 365. You dig? So shout outs to them jackrabbits, man, putting in that work in the transfer portal. Shout outs to all the kids that's out there trying to pursue their happiness and their dreams, hitting the portal, trying to go get that bag, that money. Man, but no, God, man, for real, man. I just hope everybody land on their feet. I hope that number can drastically decrease about the amount of kids that enter the portal and the amount of kids that don't find a home. So that's my wrap up on that. Just wanted to share my thoughts on that, man. So I do appreciate you guys for tuning in to the official podcast hosted by your boy, Big Blair. Yes, sir. So till the next time, man, keep your ears to your streets, keep your eyes on me. We're going to grind 365. Let's get it.